So,
Take two.
do you know what has come of the multiplex and the Toys R Us in Whitestone?
Well, it's a Tesla manufacturer thing, right?
Yeah, I think it's like I don't know if they're building the cars there,
Yeah.
but it's giving that. I mean, your thoughts?
It had so much character. Like back in like the 2000s, the Toys R Us used to have like these. All Toys R Us's were the same, where they had like this floor to ceiling windows and it was all colorful, and
Very
the multiplex was like this place to be like when you were a kid, and now it's just a bleak gray building.
All that color has just been
As
stripped
bleak
out
as
of
Elon
it.
Musk is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you have some strong feelings about this.
Well, I really don't like billionaires. I've said this multiple times. I don't think anyone should be a billionaire. It doesn't make sense. And he's like borderline a trillionaire now. Like he's gonna be a trillionaire, or he is a trillionaire. And like he finds nothing wrong with that, you know? Like, and he doesn't do good for the world, I don't think. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't strike me as someone who like wants to do good for the world.
He's not like he doesn't give like philanthropic, give back to the poor kind of energy. He also gives very like robotic. Like a lot of people think he's a robot. I don't know if that's true. I think a lot of people should think he's a robot. If you feel me here. Mm-hmm. He's our first robot and no one's decided. Like no one's...
I know he's just like obsessed with going to Mars. I'm not obsessed with going to Mars. I don't find anything.
I think he's a Martian, and I think he wants to go back home.
I've never found space exploration very interesting to me. I think there's a lot of problems here that we need to fix.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone wants to go somewhere else.
No, I hear that.
But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
And I also hear too, like on that note, that like if you think about the depths and how deep the ocean goes, like we haven't even really explored much of that.
Let's explore the ocean. Let's explore that.
And like the fascination is up in the stars when it's like, what's going on down there, you know?
I actually don't like the ocean either.
Okay, just stay on land, guys. We're land animals. What the hell are you doing? You don't have wings. You don't have gills. Just stay on the land, you know?
Way with the land, yeah.
Stay with the land.
Hi everyone, I'm Melanie.
And I'm Diana.
And we're two queens in a pod.
Cast. And we are two queens from Queens, giving you the Queen's perspective. And today, we're bringing you to Jackson Hole. Not Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Jackson Hole, New York City, let's say.
I want to go to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, though. It looks like a cool place to be.
Yeah, I mean, what do you know about it?
I know the Kardashians go there.
Oh, what do they do there?
Well, because it's like, they turned it into like a high-class tech place. It's kind of like, what would be like glamping? But glamping Western, what would that be called? Glamping on a ranch.
Okay. The wild glam.
Ranching.
Ranching.
It's ranching.
Granching?
Glamorous ranching.
Granching.
Yeah. So they have like these like big log cabins, and then you like do all the outdoor activities and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. Granching.
Are the Kardashians billionaires?
Yeah, I'm not fancying them either.
But you want to do what they have set up over there. I don't know. It's a complicated world we live in. I get it. But
that doesn't need to be $1 billion to go to Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But you, by going to their facility, you are kind of.
It's not their facility. I'm saying they just vacation there. They probably maybe have a vacation home, or they probably like go to one of the 5-star hotels.
I do want to do like a glamping type of experience. It seems very cool.
Glamping or ranching?
I haven't even done glamping yet. I feel like I have to glam before I granch. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. You do have to glam before you granch.
But let's pedal back a little bit. Jackson Hole. We just went there. Yeah. And Jackson Hole is an NYC based chain of hamburger restaurants. It's been family owned since 1972, and their first location was on East 64th Street. They opened that up in 1972, and I'm pretty sure the same year they took over the Airline Diner in Queens. And that's really more of the place I think you and I had in mind when we decided on this topic.
The Queens location.
Yeah, it's like right off of the Grand Central. It's in borderline Astoria, East Elmhurst, Jackson Heights area. And it's like a place that we went like growing up.
And when it was the Airline Diner, This was like back in the 40s when LaGuardia Airport opened. And if anybody listened to our LaGuardia Airport episode, this was one of the first major airports that people would watch the airplanes go by. It was like a big thing that LaGuardia Airport was here. It created a lot of buzz. So this diner that is located a stone's throw away from LaGuardia Airport was like designed like it has like the airport, like an airplane logo outside. It's very like, this is where you go to watch the planes.
Yes.
Like, yeah, it's like you go to the diner, you watch the planes take off. It's a whole Sunday.
Exactly. And like if you've ever been driving along like Grand Central and you have that kind of epic moment where the plane is about to land and you're driving.
Yeah, driving
like
over.
you actually, it is called the Airline Diner because you would get a view of it. So instead of going and spending 5 cents and going to LaGuardia, you could just
go to the Airline Diner.
Exactly. You can like eat a little bit. You can like watch some planes a little bit.
The two things we said multiple times. You're moving around too much and it's fuzzing out.
Okay, let me stop moving. Okay, I'm a dancer. What do you expect? Sorry, for anyone who's just listening, our like video just went like haywire and it was because I couldn't focus.
It's trying to focus on her and she's moving around too much.
Okay, but so the Airline Diner was established in 1952.
Okay.
So like 13
years,
years after LaGuardia came about. LaGuardia was like 1939-ish. And to your point, like, and I feel like in our LaGuardia episode, we were talking about the aesthetic, like the Art Deco neon light look and how it was like, when you think back to like the Jetsons and this time and like talking about air travel and space travel, this was, that color scheme was very
futuristic.
Much. Exactly. And it's so funny to pass Jackson Hole, like in as the Airline Diner Jackson Hole, and see that, and we think of it as like a 1950s aesthetic, but in the 1950s they saw it as like, this is the future. So I think it's like very interesting. And I feel like do you want to stick to the actual physical building, or should I get back to Jackson Hole as a franchise? Because it's like, I feel like there's two paths with this episode.
Two paths you could take, okay.
I feel like...
Why don't you talk about Jackson Hole, the diner, the franchise?
The franchise. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll get back to the building and our experience because we just came from there. We had some burgers. Super good. So going back to Jackson Hole as a whole, it was... So the only reason they called it Jackson Hole was when they opened up the first location and they were like cleaning out the area. They found a National Geographic article about Jackson Hole, Wyoming, while they were like cleaning it up and
they were
renovating.
like, this is a good name.
Yeah, like let's call it this. And then a little icing on the cake for them was that they were living in Jackson Heights at the time. So they were like, we should just call it Jackson Hole.
Right. They were like, it's fate.
So it has really nothing to do with Jackson Hole, Wyoming, the place.
Yeah.
Other than they found a dirty article.
Well, I think it is like based on Tex-Mex like food, like that's like the and bringing it back to ranching. That's what Jackson Hole, Wyoming is. It's like ranch. It's like Texan, you know.
I thought Texas, like Tex-Mex was Texas Mexican food.
Texas is ranches too, and like cowboys.
But that's Wyoming. But Jackson Hole is Wyoming.
Yeah, but there's like ranches there and stuff. So there's cowboys.
But is it Tex-Mex?
Yeah, but you don't have to be in Mexico, Texas to like be Tex-Mex.
Okay.
It's a way of life, Diana.
Okay, I didn't know you knew so much about it. Okay.
Cowboy is a way of life.
Yes, but Tex-Mex is a specific, like,
They're
cowboy.
not cowboys?
There were a certain type of cowboy, I feel like. All right, whatever. Regardless, it doesn't really have to do with Jackson Hole, Wyoming, I don't think. Right?
Well, yeah, that's what you're stating to the people. It must be right.
Do you have other information?
I have no notes. Zero notes.
I'm off-roading here. I'm ad-libbing. Okay. All right. So yeah, there's the OG location, which was in 64th Street. That's still alive. It's still alive and well. There was another location in Manhattan that was on the Upper West Side. And in 2016, kind of for mysterious reasons, they didn't like give an obvious statement as to why. After 42 years, they closed that location. And
There was one in Bayside on Bell Boulevard, and that closed too.
Interesting. I guess they were just like, let's just peel it back a little bit. Like we don't have to be at McDonald's over here. We could peel it back and have less locations. But something notable about that Upper West Side location that closed was that Jennifer Aniston worked there.
Ooh.
And it's kind of funny because it made me think, like, while she was playing Rachel in Friends and she was working at Central Perk as a barista or cafe person, I'm sure she used her experience waitressing at Jackson Hole to kind of
Well, I'll do even better.
Bring her there.
When she was in Office Space, did you ever watch that movie?
Yeah.
In Office Space, she works for like a TGI Friday-esque like place, and I feel like that would be more Jackson Hole vibes than the Central Perk. But yeah,
like
so
the
she's
customer service.
So she was acting as a waitress for a very long time after she was a waitress. You know.
Yeah, like she didn't pull herself away from that. No. But interestingly enough, Jennifer Aniston visited that location in 2014 before her premiere of the movie Cake at Lincoln Center.
Oh.
So she like stopped by there, and imagine that, like, you stop to eat somewhere you used to work and someone writes an article about it. That's how you know you're famous. Like, so-and-so went to this place to eat and say hi to her old boss. And apparently she shouted out her old boss for always supporting her acting career.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, because she said that, like, if she got a random gig, he would be like, don't worry, like, you always have a job here to come back to. And, like, really at the time, she had considered herself a waitress who also happened to be acting. And it's kind of funny how it flips, you know? But, yeah, that one closed. There's also one on 3rd Avenue, and then there's another one in New Jersey.
So I have a funny story about the 3rd Avenue one. So I used to work on 3rd Avenue, and every, like, Thursday or Friday, if we, like, wanted to get happy hour drinks, there was this bar called 515, and it was $5 drinks. This is like back in the day when like drinks were like affordable in the city.
All right, give me a year. Circa
2017.
Nice.
Yeah. So they would have $5 anything from like until like 8 p.m.
Nice.
So we would get, drink as many $5 drinks as you possibly can. And we would always go to the Jackson Hole Diner, which was right next to it. For
to
like
burger.
Yeah. So you would do $5 rum and cokes, and then you would get a 7-ounce burger.
Right after, yeah. Right at the Jackson Hole.
Chef's kiss, yeah.
Perfect
night. 10 out of 10, no notes.
But the 515's not there anymore.
No.
So they can't experience that.
No.
Sorry, guys. You could only just be a little jealous that Mel got to do that.
I think the Jackson Hole's still there. You can still go to that one.
Yeah. No, that's still there. And then, so altogether there's 1, 2, 3, 4 locations. Okay. And, I mean... I feel like we're going to really hone specifically on the Queens one. That's what we had in mind. And I think the main thing to note, a lot of people... This is our second location.
Well, can I talk about the family real quick?
Yeah. Go.
Well, I did a little research on the family. I don't have notes on it, but I read notes on it.
Okay.
And so Chris and Jimmy were the brothers. What's their last name?
McCowlis? That's not it.
Macarkis.
No, it's not Macarkis. It sounds like a carcass. Malaukis. Malaukis?
Here, you got it. I got it.
Malaukis?
Okay, that one. Chris. First sentence.
Oh. Mascoris.
Wow,
we were a little off there.
So the brothers, they're the ones who opened the first spot. And then this particular article that I was reading from 2023 really focuses on Alexander, who's his dad was one of the brothers who opened the spots.
He's second generation.
Yeah, he's like the second generation. He specifically works at the one we just went to, the Astoria.
The
Queens, Jackson Heights, East Elmhurst. I don't know where that actually is located.
I've seen three different things.
And he kind of talks about how it's been a family-owned business since the 70s, since it opened in the 70s, and how he hopes that like it stays in the family, and like how they got into it was his grandfather, so not his dad, but his dad's dad. He like lost his pension, so it was up to the brothers to like bring the money in. Oh, wow. So they pivoted to restaurant business, and like that's how they kind of got into it. So they kind of like fell into this business instead of like actually like being like, that was my dream. They kind of just like thought of a way that they could make money really quickly.
Interesting.
And he himself, the guy Alexander, who was the one from the story location, Jackson Heights, East Elmhurst, wherever it is, he kind of like he kind of went to more schooling for restoration of keeping the diner intact and all of the knickknacks and everything that they have there, of like restoring some of the jukebox, things like that he doesn't want to get away, like he doesn't want to do away with.
Yeah.
The specific location that has all of these things.
Yeah, and I feel like that makes it what it is. Like, of course the food's good and everything, but I feel like the main draw to that location is being able to transport back to the 1950s.
Right, yeah.
You know?
And I think what I love about Astoria is that, which is a little bit kind of getting out of it more, is that all of these places are family run. They're like mom and pop places, and that's like what this big community is like raised on. So it's kind of nice to have this diner location that is family owned and has been family owned since, the 70s. It's nice to see.
Yeah, and it's like preserving the time, not when they took it. So it's interesting because they opened up in the 1970s, but they're
preserving the diner.
They're keeping the Airline Diner. Yeah. Exactly. Like they never took that neon sign down, even though they're Jackson Hole. They just added their own neon sign along with it.
They added their neon sign on top of the other neon sign.
They're like, we're all good. We're going to match this, which I think is cool. Cause like, I feel like in New York, a lot of the time people are like, all right, knock it down and let's rebuild, let's rebuild. And this was a family that was like, no, this is beautiful. Look at these like old style boots. Look at like this architecture. Like, let's preserve it. Let's keep it alive. And like, if we haven't made that clear, it has like pink and black interior. It has that stainless steel rim, very authentic vintage look. It has this classic diner boots. The tables are still from like the 1950s, and then at each table is a jukebox.
It looks like you're gonna like ask your girlfriend to get pinned, like like
you want to go steady.
Right, that was it. Like getting pinned, right? It was like asking them to be their girlfriend.
I don't know.
Remember when we were auditioned for the high school play Bye Bye Birdie?
Yeah.
And it's like, don't you want to get pinned? Isn't that like one of the songs?
Did she really get pinned?
Did she really get pinned?
Going steady. Going steady. Steady for good. Something like that. Yeah. There's a whole song.
There's a whole song about it.
It's very much like Grease. Like Grease could have recorded one of their scenes there if they wanted to. But I think it's interesting. I kind of went on a little rabbit hole. I'm going to try and do this in a way where it's more like interactive because I don't want to just steal the mic on all this.
All right. Mm-hmm.
But you know that steel look that these diners can have often?
Right.
So this all goes all the way back to the 19th century. So before diners existed, what would happen is there would be...
This is totally out of the... Like, how you just said 19th century. There was, like, this Instagram reel recently where they interviewed Gen Z people and was like, who do you think is old? And people were like, 1995, whatever. And this one person said the late 1900s. I don't know why, but that's just so funny.
The late 1900s,
like
1999.
The late 1900s. Sorry,
someone will say that one day, like a grandchild.
Yeah,
my grandma was born in the late 1900s. That's me. But this is the 19th century, so we're talking like the late 1800s now, so we could feel pretty young when we talk about this. So what would happen is that there would be horse-drawn lunch wagons, and those would go to like busy downtown areas, which, like, to be truthful, we still have food trucks nowadays. But that's kind of how the diner thing started, was this idea of like having a convenient place to stop and grab food, right?
Okay.
So that's era number one, is like food trucks, but horses pulling them, okay? The next era was like, all right, let's take this food truck and make it a little more permanent. And so what they would do is people would use recycled railroad dining cars and like plop that on certain places and be like, there's a diner.
Uh-huh.
So like it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that would become like a restaurant. They would take like an old not used dining car from an old thing and like create a diner out of it. So those are one of the first diners, were made out of train cars. Then the second thing is like, you ever been like upstate and you see like houses that are built, but you know they could kind of just get picked up and like plopped down somewhere.
Like a trailer?
Kind of like a trailer.
Or like you see on the side of the road, it's like, do you want this house?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a makeshift house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're called prefab houses, like prefabricated. Like, so you make it so that what they would do then was like a lot of places like, all right, well, I want to open up a diner, but I want it to be bigger than a dining car from a train. So what they would do is like inspired by that metal train, they would make that metal look like that prefab metal look, but make it a little bigger so they could sit more people in the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And then someone would be like, all right, I want that house. And this metal thing would get shipped over and get plopped down. And then finally they would build like more like brick and mortar ones, but all still inspired by that train car, which is why a lot of these diners have that metal look to them.
I could see that. That really does check out.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and on that note, what era of diner do you think the Airline Diner is? Is it an old school... Is it a dining car from a train? Is it the prefab, or was it built from...
The airline one looks like it could be between an a train car and the second one.
Yeah, so it is the second. It's the prefab. So it was like prefabricated. It was
because it's bigger. Yeah.
It is bigger. But you can see that the reason why we felt like it could be a train was that one room is...
Tiny,
it has that shape.
It does, and it's like the boots are on one side and then the kitchen's on the other. Like it is like a train. Yeah.
Like a dining car, and it's all like modeled around that.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
That is very, very interesting fact.
I thought so. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so like along with the Airline Diner, what we call Jackson Hole, like there's very few places like that in the city. It's like one of 5. There's like this Square Diner in Tribeca. There's the Empire Diner in Chelsea. 3 Decker Diner in Greenpoint, and then the Bel Air Diner.
Bel Air Diner.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. And then Jackson Hole. Like, those are, like, almost the last 5 prefab diners in New York, New York City.
Well, I always just found it interesting because we have a lot of stories that we'll talk about in a second, but growing up, I went to Jackson Hole so many times.
Yeah.
And I didn't know until, like, later on that... Or even now, like, it's coming out that, like, people are like, the Jackson Hole, like, you gotta go there. Or, like, it's, like, a staple. And it's, like, you never know.
That old place? Like,
yeah, right. It's, like, I didn't know growing up I was gonna be, like, one of my go-to spots was gonna be, like, a place that an influencer talks about or something.
Right. No, I know.
And you could tell because when we just went there... And it's like fuzzy again. We're moving around too much. Okay, sorry. We're talking about the camera again. We're gonna say it really still. When you're there, like we were taking pictures of it just because we want to post about it.
Right.
And you could tell like they were so nice. Everyone in there was really nice. But like you could tell they saw us taking pictures and videos and stuff, and they were probably like, "Oh, another influencer's here again."
And I'm like, "No, we've been here before.
So many times."
No, it was funny. It's like I had the same exact thought when we were pulling out of the parking lot, where I was like, "We've been coming here our whole life, and I would have never thought that it would be like the place to go.
Right.
Like try it out."
We're talking like 2007 at this point, like when we were going. They have big burgers. They have like a 7-ounce burger.
Yeah.
And I remember back before big meals, big milkshakes where they have the cupcakes on them and blah, blah, blah. And like the supersized stuff, it wasn't a thing back then. So these big burgers was like this like weird place out of these big burgers.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it was like... Yeah, it was just a selling point. It was like this, like, ever try the 7-pound burger? Like,
yeah.
Sorry, 7-ounce burger.
And it was like, are you going to finish it? You know, like,
yeah.
Can you finish it?
Did you finish it? Neither of us finished it.
But I have a really funny story about the Jackson Hole that I have to tell. You know I have to tell it.
Lay it out. Okay, wait.
Well,
this is mine one? Okay. Yeah. I don't know, the long and short of it
it's just like... so funny. No, so when our friend group that we had in high school... We're not really friends with a lot of the people now, but we had like this like core group that we would always like do stuff with in the summers when we would all come back from college. Like all of us,
winter break or whatever.
All of us went away to college.
Yes.
And then we would come back and we would all hang out. And there was one summer Diana came back and she just chopped all her hair off.
Yeah, I was like, it was the end of freshman year, and I was just like going through it. Like, I was going through the teenage into 20s kind of like existential crisis, whatever, all the things.
All the things.
And I was like, I'm just chopping it all off. And I chopped it a little too short.
Yes.
It was so short. It was like up to here. And everyone kept saying.
For people who are not watching, it's up to Diana's ears.
Yeah, okay. Just
bob,
to paint a picture.
Like a bob, yeah.
Everyone that whole summer, my entire friend group called me Zach Morris. Because
Constantly.
if you guys know from Saved by the Bell, the Zach Morris cut he had was very short. It was long for a boy, but it was short for a girl.
Zach Morris's the actor's name?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's fine. Zach Morris,
So,
the actor guy.
So everyone's calling me Zach Morris this entire summer. And one night we find ourselves...
If you've been to the Jackson Hole, this location in Queens, there is a huge billboard right. It's famously big right behind the Jackson Hole.
Yeah, I'm sure they get a good amount of money from that one billboard, right? That must keep the lights on, right?
I don't even know if that is on the Jackson Hole property, but regardless, it's right there, so you can't miss it. Okay.
And so
we
roll up to the Jackson Hole Diner, and who's on the billboard? The Zach Morris,
whatever his new role is.
Yeah, he's playing a cop. He has brown hair, so like he doesn't have the blonde hair, so he looks more like me. And everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta take a picture with Zach Morris at the billboard," and like whatever. We took a picture, and I gotta find it
somewhere. The picture is on the internet somewhere, and this is so annoying. Somewhere. This is what's annoying about like our age is. We put everything up on Facebook, but then none of us are on Facebook anymore. Right. So, like, all those pictures disappeared.
So, someone has to, like, because there's people who've deactivated, and then there's people who've deleted their Facebook. Mm-hmm. So, any of the deactivators out there, open it up and check if that picture of me is in your archive somewhere.
But it's, like, it's just the funniest thing, the Zach Morris thing.
Yeah. My Zach Morris summer.
But yeah, we went to, and that was also another thing that we did, you know, when you're in high school and like you're not really like, we didn't like drink, we weren't like partier people in high school. Like during the weekends, we would just go to diners. Like that was like the thing we would do is hang out in diners because that's the only place that you can't like loiter. Because one time we were loitering in a park, we got tickets. So like, you know, you can't loiter in the park. You can't be anywhere. So we would just hang out at diners all
Exactly.
day.
And a big thing, too, would be we would go and play, like, billiards or go bowling. And then afterwards, we'd go to the diner just to, like, stretch out the night a little bit more.
Right.
Definitely. But, yeah, I mean, I love a good diner. It makes me sad. It made me think how, like, the Neptune Diner recently closed over on Astoria Boulevard. Hoyt in Astoria.
Yeah, Astoria Boulevard.
Yeah, like, the diner thing is, like... touch and go. Like there's always every now and then there's that diner that like stays afloat, and I feel like this is one that is. Do you have any other memories over at the Jackson Hole? Just like random nights chilling, right?
Well, this was the first time we just said we just came from the Jackson Hole, and I haven't eaten there in a while because I got food poisoning from them.
No.
I ordered in, so I ordered from like DoorDash or something.
Okay.
And this was like a couple years ago, and I don't even think I got a burger. I got like some kind of like, I don't know, trio appetizer thing. But I got a milkshake, and I like downed the milkshake because I love milkshakes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if like maybe the milk was bad or something, but I was like so sick.
I had an experience like in
So
Brooklyn.
We'll see. I mean, we got a couple hours. I'll let you know. But I did not have a milkshake.
No. I can't do milkshakes anymore. There was one time where I got a milkshake and not even at the Jackson
I might just
Hole.
be too old for milkshakes.
I think that's what it is, and I just like couldn't keep it down because it was just like too much dairy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's like dairy on dairy on dairy.
Yeah, it's like when you get like a penne alla vodka pizza slice. It's like you're eating bread and then you're eating more bread that's in a pasta form. Yeah, it's carbs on carbs. Yeah.
With a little cheese and more cheese.
Yeah.
It's just like...
dairy and carbs.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then those are the days where you remember that you're not 20 anymore.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean... Other than that, a
lot of film stuff. You can
that's
say
what I was just gonna say.
Goodfellas was filmed there.
Yeah, so this is gonna be the second location we do that's connected to Goodfellas. The first one was Near's Tavern. And this was filmed. The main thing that was filmed here was the Roy Liotta, Joe Pesci stealing the truck scene, where like they steal a truck from the Airline Diner. And it's interesting because the connotation...
Oh, it's the Airline Diner at that point, not Jackson Hole.
They call it the Airline Diner
Okay.
in the movie because it was made in 1990.
Oh.
But like...
But it was like flashback.
When you look at the video... Yeah, it takes place in the...
70s?
No. It takes place in the... Yeah, late 70s.
Okay.
Goodfellas. So, but I think the idea is, so when you look at the scene, I'm almost positive they cut out Jackson Hole, and it's filmed in a way where you only see Airline Diner, because the whole thing about Goodfellas is that it circles around the Lufthansa heist. And the Lufthansa heist happened at JFK Airport. I guess at the time they called it Idlewood, whatever they called it before JFK. But the whole idea was that they wanted to show the connection between the characters and the airport. So even though we all know the Airline Diner is near LaGuardia, in the movie they're trying to connect it to more to JFK, if that makes sense.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was the importance of making sure they highlighted it as the Airline Diner to connect it to the Lufthansa heist, which happened at JFK Airport.
As you mentioned, yeah.
Just reinforcing.
And also, Bill Clinton was there. He said he had a good burger. And it also was Donald Trump. So boyfriends went to the diner.
Oh,
maybe together. I mean, there's a lot of news out there right now
that's
circulating.
Where they had a little bit of fun. Who else said they went there? I said like Denzel Washington.
A lot of celebrities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I said Diane Sawyer. I don't know. They just like listed random celebrities.
Like, all these celebrities
like
this place. Who knows if it's real or not? But
what a funny thing to be like. And these are all the celebrities that like Jackson Hole.
You should be like, these are the celebrities that listen to this podcast, and then we just start listing random people.
Yeah, they listen to it, you know. But yeah, I think it's cool to grown up in a little part of Queens history and
that is
Hollywood history
now like famous.
Yeah, it is low-key famous.
It is low-key famous. Yeah.
I love it. Not that easy to get to, I would say. We drove. You can't take the train. Like it doesn't. There's no
you mean
train.
Like train friendly? It's not train friendly. It's car friendly. There's a parking lot.
Yes, it's car friendly.
Very unique for Queens, but there's a parking lot.
Yes, it's one of those rare places in the area.
It's easy to get to if you have a car. Let's say
1,000%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But bus, you'd have to take a bus or like walk
take a
really
bus.
super
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
But if you can, go.
Get the burger. Get the nostalgia.
Get transported back to 1950.
They give you quarters to play songs in the jukebox.
Yes.
So you don't even need quarters. But something you should remember, they're cash only. So
they are cash only.
Don't bring your Apple Pay. Don't bring your credit cards. No. Keep that at home.
Cash is king. Bring your quarters. Get ready to play some music. Right there. And the crazy thing, unlike when you go to a bar and try and play a song and you're on the queue.
AMI app, for those that have that.
None of that here.
No
you
queue.
Put in the quarter, you pick the song.
You get the song right away.
Right away. 2 seconds.
Right away.
2 second waiting period.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You could be a DJ in there, quarter DJ. But thanks for listening, friends.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.